MLB The Show is your home for postseason baseball. It's the second game of this ALCS between the Oakland A's and the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to our special postseason coverage of Baseball on the Show. I'm joined by Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Danny, an important ball game coming up here in Game 2.
Yeah, it was a good start for these guys at home. They did what they needed to do in the opening game, and this crowd really showed up and made a difference as well. Should be an electric atmosphere again, so we'll see if the guys on the field can feed off it and take a commanding lead in this series.
All right, the stage is set. The starters get their final tosses in out in the bullpen, and we've got a good one in store for you, folks. Play-by-play is coming up next. Babe Ruth will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Well, Matt, you hate to go into game thinking that you're going to have to get the bullpen involved, but you may have to with this guy on the mound. He's not known for going very deep into games. Very rarely does he go 6 innings or more, so this very well could be one of those Johnny Holstaff days.
First pitch on its way. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one.
First pitch, 7:05.
Throws him on the bender there, and he's in the hole 0-2. And he fouls this one off. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
1 ball.
Game time temperature here an even 60 degrees. The 1-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, and a good curveball gets him swinging for the first out of the evening.
It's always nice to keep a guy that has good wheels off base, and that's just what they did right there. Big strikeout, keep that guy off the base path.
In now, Johnny Damon. He hits it hard on the ground to the left. And this is going to find its way into left for a 1-out knock.
Sometimes you just got to tip your hat to the offense right there. Nice piece of hitting. Executed his pitch away again, but the hitter was able to stay on time.
Prior to the at-bat, a check on first. And the runner back. Stepping in now, Jason Giambi. Big swing by Giambi now, and this one's carrying well out to right. Gone! So it's a 2-run dinger for Jason Giambi. His first homer here in the series, and Oakland has moved out in front here 2-0.
Well, people always wonder why some players make so much money, and there's your answer. The great ones find a way to rise to the occasion in the postseason, and he did right there.
To the plate now, Reggie Jackson. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one.
Hey, I know there's a lot of game left, but that is such an important run there in the top of the first. Try and silence this crowd. I can't tell you, in postseason play, 1 run feels like 3 or 4.
And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2. Bases are empty, one man out. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Reggie.
Hey, they tried to tie him up on that last pitch, so I like that they went away with this one. The execution didn't work, but I like the idea behind it.
The 1-2. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Judge is under it. Makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
That is it. The designated hitter, Chris Davis.
Now at the plate, Chris Davis. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Working the plate is Carl Dixon.
Hey, D-Roll, one of the things you have to be aware of as a hitter from Carl Dixon, he'll call that high strike.
Yeah, he will. So you better be on top of your game with 2 strikes, because if they elevate, good chance Carl Dixon's punching your ticket.
Behind 0-2 now. 0-2 count, and the pitch.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him. But the athletic strike for 2, both coming on this 2-run home run. Bottom of the first coming up. It's now 2-0 Oakland. Sean Manaea is on the mound for game 2. What do we need to know here, Danny?
The pride and joy of Andrew in high school and Gary, Indiana. Sean Manaea, he had the no-hitter against the Boston Red Sox, one of the tougher lefties. It reminds me a lot of Sid Fernandez. Low 3/4 arm angle, mid to upper 90s fastball, good curveball, one of the top young left-handed pitchers in all of baseball.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
No, that's low.
And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. And he looks at one in there, 1-2. And he connects with it. This one's hit deep out to left center field. Out of here, into the visitors' bullpen. It's a solo home run here for Mike Trout. His second home run of the series, and the Yankees are on the board. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
Yeah, I can remember when leadoff hitters were these little speedy guys who would try to leg out little numbers or draw walks. Well, that time has passed, and guys like this, with pop at the plate, can sometimes go deep as well as anybody in the lineup.
Here's the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. And he watches one dip low and inside for a ball, 1-1. Bases are empty here, nobody out. One and two to DJ LeMahieu.
Count is 1-2.
The 1-2. Grounded up the first baseline, but this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Henderson is there and he has it for the out.
Batting third, the designated hitter, Lou Gehrig.
So one away here with the bases empty, and in steps the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a liner. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
Boy, it's so frustrating as a pitcher. You make a quality pitch on the inside half of the plate right there. Try to bust him in, D-Row, and he fights it off the other way.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the pitcher right there. He executed his pitch, but nice job by the offensive player fighting. It doesn't matter what it looks like. A knock's a knock.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Starts him out with a changeup off the plate for ball one.
Hey, he threw that pitch with a purpose to get a double play. Good job to let it go by, though, as a hitter.
The 1-0 delivery. Loud contact there, but it's well foul.
He wants that changeup back right there. Great arm action on that changeup. Hitter was just a smidge out in front.
Here's the 1-1.
Looks like this guy's afraid to throw the ball in the strike zone. Gave up that home run earlier in the inning. Needs to get back to being aggressive.
The 2-1 pitch.
I got 3-1. 3 balls.
They know the threat this guy possesses at the plate. I know it's 3-1 in this situation right here, but I can't imagine anything comes over the heart of the plate.
Line toward right center. And that'll split the gap as it should be extra bases. And they'll have runners at second and third following the one-out double.
One team's dream inning is another team's nightmare, right? That's their third hit of this opening inning. This one a double. That's got to have the pitcher pretty upset out there, and the manager wondering how long he's going to go in this one.
At the plate now, Mickey Mantle, as he'll take a look at a slider that can't make it back to the corner. It's ball one. The 1-0.
Outside, that's a ball.
Hey, you want to talk about being in the zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
Now the 2-0. All over that one, but a little out in front. Foul ball. Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. Center fielder looking up at the track. The wall. Gone into Monument Park. So a 3-run blast to deep center here. His second home run of the series, and they will jump ahead here. It's now 4-2.
Boy, not the way you'd like to start a game, right? First inning, you come in, you give up 2 home runs. We'll see if he can regroup right here. It's not easy to sometimes come back from that.
Into the box, Gary Sanchez.
Gary.
As he'll take a look at ball 1.
He definitely doesn't look himself to start this one, and this lineup needs to be on the attack early and be aggressive and find a way to stay in this game.
Now the 1-0.
Oh, that's off the plate.
To me, it looks like he just doesn't trust himself out there on the mound. It's like he's fighting his body on every pitch, and as a result, we're seeing a lot of balls from him early on in this game.
The 2-0.
Nope, that's inside.
Minaya has made a name for himself as a starter that simply misses the barrel of the bat. He rarely allows a large number of hits, and he does a pretty good job at keeping the ball in the ballpark when the hitters do make contact. Into the corner and slicing foul. 4 runs here in this half inning. Ball 4.
That's down, ball 4.
What's the saying? When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should do is stop digging. Well, the guy on the bump obviously hasn't heard that one.
Now batting, Eddie Matthews. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and 1 away. From the stretch.
0-1, no strike.
I think this inning could have far-reaching effects in this game. They're really making him work, and unless he dials it in, it's probably going to limit how deep he goes into this game.
Now the 1-0. Hard liner toward short. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield. And they'll have runners at second and third following the 1-out double.
Well, this doesn't have the makings of a start he's going to be proud of, does it? He's getting absolutely pounded here in the first inning, and I would think they're not going to let this go on for much longer.
And that'll bring up Gleyber Torres. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. He's got a chance to add to this early lead as he'll bat with a couple of guys in scoring position. The 1-0 home. And this one gets away. Good job to corral this quickly as the runners hold on. Sanchez at third. Matthews is over at second with 1 down in the inning. Into center field, line drive base hit. And the runner from second is in to score. It's now 6-2.
Dan, how hard is it to massage your way through such a deep lineup? I mean, even the 8-9-hole hitters are solid big league players.
You know, Mark, these days you're not seeing a lot of defensive specialists in the infield or outfield. If you're in that starting lineup these days, there's a pretty good job you can swing the bat.
Don Mattingly will bat next as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Still only 1 out in the inning. One ball, 1 strike to count. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. From the stretch. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2.
Not a bad time right here to put that runner in motion. 3-2 count. You send the runner, and if it's a bad pitch, it's ball 4.
Now the payoff pitch home. Fouled off. Well hit. Deep down the right field line. But it bends just foul into the second deck. Another payoff pitch. Lifted the other way down the left field line. Left fielder giving chase. And he makes the catch in the corner.
The center fielder, number 27, Mike.
At the plate, Mike Trout. He got a hold of one and went yard in his first appearance in this one.
The last at bat, Matty D, we heard this guy's a good fastball hitter. He got a fastball and didn't miss it. We'll see if they pitch him a little bit differently this time and mix in some off-speed pitches.
And a ball, 1-0.
Boy, that's one of the toughest pitches to lay off. A hard breaking ball at the back foot. Tough take on a terrific pitch.
Bouncer up the middle. Simeon's there. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. So a great inning there as they bat around to score 6 times to open up the lead. 1 inning in the books here. It's the Yankees 6 and the A's 2. 2 out, nobody on. And he struck him out. So a fine inning here as he strikes out the side in order. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. Back with more postseason baseball in Game 2 after this. Bottom of the inning now, and that'll bring up DJ LeMahieu.
The second baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
First pitch on its way. There's the fastball that gets the lower part of the zone, called for a strike. And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control, 0-2. That misses, 1-2.
He wasn't even close to swinging right there. That was a stone-cold take.
Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. And that'll get down out there near the wall. And he is into second base with a leadoff double.
Yeah, some guys have the ability to rise to the occasion, while some guys shrink away when it matters the most. This guy is a gamer. He's been on fire since the postseason started, and after that hit, it looks like he doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon.
So now to the plate, Lou Gehrig. As he'll lay off a slider too low, ball 1. Gehrig is one of the few true superstar hitters in the game. You're no doubt aware of it, but it doesn't matter who he's facing. He's a major league threat to hit the ball hard somewhere just about every time he steps into the box.
Yeah, one of the best hitters and truly blessed by the gods, but I don't think people realize the amount of time and effort this guy has put into honing his craft to become one of the great hitters in our sport.
Now the 2-0 is in there for strike 1. And we see some action in the A's bullpen now. It's both a left-hander and a righty that start to loosen up. Now the 2-1. Hit out towards second. Scooped up. And there's one down now.
The left fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge.
Now at the plate, Aaron Judge. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get maybe once in AB, maybe once a game, maybe once a week. So he certainly capitalized on it last time.
Set to deliver the 0-1. A bouncer to the left side. Simeon's got it. Throw to first is in time, but meanwhile the runner is in to score.
Good manufactured run right there. Lead off double, move him over with the ground ball, and just put the ball in play and let him come home. Make scoring runs look easier than it actually is.
Here comes Bob Melvin now out of the Oakland dugout. And it looks as though that's going to be all for his starter here tonight. So he'll make a beeline for the showers, I'm sure, as he's going to want to put this awful night behind him as quickly as possible. Lou Trevino enters from the pen in just the second inning, so they'll hope to get some length out of him and have him stay out there for a while.
Lou Trevino.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Mickey Mantle. He hit a big 3-run bomb in his first plate appearance. Now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss as he was way in front of that one.
Hey, I'm surprised he went to that spot in his zone. This guy's known for being a down-and-in hitter. Don't expect too many pitches going in that spot.
Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he finds a way to catch the zone here. It's 1-2.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
And the cutter got him swinging. Strike 3, and the side is retired. Some more of the colorful characters here at the ballpark tonight. Game 2 coverage rolls on after this. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Judge is under it. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. A's strand a couple. They're down 5. It's 7-2. Welcome back to the Bronx as we check in with Heidi.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Yankees manager Aaron Boone during the break about the team's offensive performance so far, and flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. He said they're doing an excellent job with pitch selection, meaning they're swinging at the right pitches and doing damage with them. The numbers back that up. 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet, guys.
Thank you, Heidi. Bottom of the third now, and the next to bat, the Dominican-born catcher Gary Sanchez.
Even though they're up by a boatload early on in this one, you can't get complacent and get lazy. They got to keep the gas pedal down because this team that they're playing can strike and score a lot of runs too.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Inside, ball 1.
When you've got a guy that throws a good two-seam fastball, you have to be ready for him to try to run it inside and jam you. Good job to lay off that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again.
1-1 the count. Now the pitch. And it's 1-2.
2 strikes.
And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
Now here's the pitch. And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2.
Hey, I know the idea is to try to get the guy to swing on a 2-2 pitch, right? But that one was so low, I don't know anybody that would have swung at that pitch.
And good patience exercised as he works out the walk to lead off the home half of the third.
And I'm sure the manager is just fine with that. I mean, it's better to battle a slugger like that to the end and end up walking him than serving on up where he can really hurt you.
Digging in now, Eddie Matthews. He scored a run after stroking a double in his first at-bat.
Yeah, he did a great job to go down and get that one his last at-bat. But I got to think they're going to pitch him up, maybe elevate something in the zone. Interested to see how he approaches this next AB.
Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. That's 2-0.
Now this is the kind of count this guy feeds on at the plate. You can bet he's geared to hit the fastball right here.
Three 3-0 now.
Sometimes you got to be aggressive offensively, but sometimes you just let the pitcher dig his own grave. Patience and discipline seem to be the way to go right here.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. There's a strike with the fastball as he gets back in the count at 3-1.
One of the best ways to keep a guy uncomfortable is to pound him inside. They're doing that, and this one caught the zone.
A runner at first with no outs here. Back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, his second of the ball game. Oh, but the feed to the shortstop is off the mark. Onto the shortstop, but thrown away. Fortunately for him, though, no error on the bobble, and the runners will hold at first and second now.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped the base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
In now, Torres. Rolled slowly down the first baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. 1 for 1 after a single his first time up. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. And this one's in the dirt. Good job to get to that quickly, though, and the count will even at 1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball in play hard.
And he fouls this one off. None out, runners at first and second. And another foul ball. Another one sent foul. The 2-2 one more time.
You got a full count.
You can certainly tell at bats like this one frustrate the heck out of a pitcher. but you got to find a way to stay composed and execute your plan.
Now the 3-2 pitch. First and second here with nobody out. Swing, and he puts a charge into this one, high and deep, and you can't forget about it. This ball is gone. A 3-run shot down the line in left. His first homer so far in the series as they've widened this lead to 8 now. Ball's jumping in this one. That's the 4th to leave the yard so far.
Matty V, this is kind of a mini home run derby deal. A ball flying out of the ballpark today.
Just great approaches by both lineups today. We were around the cage during batting practice. Both were super confident, and it's coming to fruition today.
Number 23.
Stepping in now, Don Mattingly, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. 3 runs already home here. 1-0 pitch is a curveball. That looked good from here, but it's 2-0. Pitch on the way. Pulled toward right center field. And the Bombers have it going here as this is also good for extra bases. And he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
Yeah, looked like an easy play from where I'm sitting, but I think he took it for granted and basically whiffs on the darn thing, allowing the runner to move to second on a 2-base error.
So it's back to the top of the order now, and that brings up Mike Trout. First offering on its way.
Ball 1.
Here comes the 1-0. High in the air down the right field line. But this will wind up being a foul ball.
You're lucky if you get one pitch a night right down the middle. Cannot be late on that fastball.
The 1-1 home. Misses for the second ball.
Well, I think he just kind of lost focus on the mound right there. It's clearly not going his way, and he's thinking more about that than the task at hand. And right now he needs to think about this hitter.
A runner at second, nobody out. All even now, 2-2. From the stretch. There's a swing, and he sends a ball high in the air into left field. Gone! A 2-run shot that time for Mike Trout. His second home run of the game as this lead got even wider. Jesus Luzardo is going to come on to pitch here, and in just the 3rd inning, you have to think he'll be asked to eat some innings. And that sends DJ LeMahieu into the box. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Now the 1-0.
2-0.
Base is empty here with nobody out. And he gets this fastball over. It's 2-1. Fly ball right down the line in left. And that will end up a foul ball. Set to deal on 2-2. Fly ball to straightaway left. Henderson is right there as he puts it away, no problem for the first down.
The designated hitter, number 4, Lou Gehrig.
One out here in the Yankees' third inning, and in steps the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. Here it comes. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he's in control. 0-2.
0-2 count. You could do just about anything you want right now. Up, down, in, out, hard, soft. Good time to be a pitcher.
Henderson is going to get there as he backs up to put it away, and there are 2 gone now.
Now batting, the left fielder, Aaron Judge.
Ready once again, Aaron Judge. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And a fastball to start things out here. Not close. It's a ball and no strikes. Hard on the ground towards short. Taken in by Simeon. And look at Giambi fish that one out of the dirt. A nice play. The big fella ends the inning. So give him 5 runs in the inning, with the big blows being the 2 home runs. We'll move ahead to the 4th inning now in Game 2. The Yankees lead it 12-2. All set for the start of the 4th. And striding forward, the designated hitter, Chris Davis. First pitch coming. Here it is.
1-0.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up.
Fouled off. The 1-1 is laid off for ball 2. And he misses low here, so the count goes to 3-1. And he lays off there, ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here to begin stanza number 4.
The batter, number 10, shortstop, Marcus.
Digging in, Marcus Semien. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
A ball and no strikes. A ball and a strike.
1-1.
The 1-1. Line to the right side. That's his first base hit, making 1 for 2 now. And that runner will go no further than second, as there are 2 aboard now.
Now
He doubled up on the heater right there. First one, he blew right by him. Second one, timing was on point, and he was able to get a hit.
And that'll bring in Matt Chapman. And that misses ball one. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Ball two now.
Has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
None out, runners at first and second. 2-1 after the foul ball there. From the belt, kicks and deals. High in the air and deep to straightaway left. Judge looks up. See you later. Over the wall, a home run. So a 3-run blast to straightaway left. His first homer here in the series, but they still face a 7-run deficit.
Well, with no outs, you can afford to give up a single, but you can't afford to give up a 3-run homer. He just caught too much of the plate. Now he's back to the drawing board. No outs, and the inning is already an ugly one.
Into the box, Tony Kemp.
Second baseman, Tony.
As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. He's 0 for 1 thus far. The 1-0 home.
Nope. That's inside.
You can see this guy's more focused at the plate right now. In that first AB, he went down on strikes.
Now the 2-0 home. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0. Austin Allen is on deck. 5 runs on only 4 hits and 1 error on the Oakland line score. Taking all the way, and it's 3-1 now. There's ball 4.
Looked like he might have gotten squeezed a little bit right there, and you know he's talking to himself in his head about it. That kind of stuff goes both ways, though. Hitters get their fair share of crummy calls going against them, too.
Digging in, Austin Allen. He drew a base on balls his first time up. From the belt, kicks and deals.
Count 1-0.
Now the 1-0. Nobody out, runner on first. And it's fouled away. Misses, ball 2.
I think he's shown you right there. He was trying to put you away with the off-speed pitch. Have to be leery of that right there and take pull side away. That'll keep you on all stuff, fastballs and the off-speed.
And a big cut at the breaking ball, but he comes up empty, and that's the first out.
Pretty textbook breaking ball for the punch-out right there. Got it to bend a lot, and by the time it got there, it had fallen completely out of the zone. Not much you can do with that pitch.
At the plate now, Ricky Henderson. As he'll take a look at ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. 2-0 the count to the A's left fielder.
It's one thing to get hit around, but it's far worse when you're getting yourself into trouble by not throwing strikes. Every pitcher's been there, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating or unacceptable.
3-0 to him now. Swing and a miss. 3-1. And a full count now, 3-2. Runners on first with one down. Now a swing, and he popped him up. Straight up, as this is right around home plate. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out. Standing in, Johnny Damon. He was drilled by a pitch his last time up.
Yeah, Matty, you're not lying. Last time up, squared right in the back. Hopefully it doesn't stiffen up. I want to see if he can get through something right here.
Fouled away. Hit softly on the ground to first. He's right there, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So they get 3 runs on 2 base hits, with one of them being the big home run. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. The Yankees lead this one 12-5. A good bounce back inning here after the 5-run outburst last time around. We played 4 full. It's the Yankees 12 and the A's 5. Striding in, Jason Giambi. He had that 2-run home run back in the first, making him 1 for 2 so far.
This one doesn't look good so far. Down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going, and the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning.
And here's a fastball called for strike 1.
Well, he's still out there to start the 5th inning, but it's been a real grind of a start for him. The pitch count is much higher than he'd like it to be, so it's hard to imagine him working really deep into this game.
1-1. Big swing by Giambi now, and this one's carrying well out to right. Gone to lead off the inning. So a solo home run here for Jason Giambi. His second of the game, and this lead has been cut to just 6 now. Well, if you're just joining us, that's the 7th home run hit so far in this game. Really unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, hey, Matty V, this big ballpark in the Bronx has that short porch in right field, D-Roll, but you can hit the ball out of just about any part of this ballpark.
Yeah, this place plays sneaky small. I know it's got big gaps, but right field is so juicy. As a right-handed hitter, you don't feel like you have to cheat. Not surprised by what we saw today.
And he fouls this one off. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
Ball 1.
We've seen this before. Fastballs in, then breaking balls away. That's been his plan of attack throughout the first half of this game.
Fastball taken inside for a ball. 2-1 now. And it looks like the Yankees will have a left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. The 2-1 home. fouled off. Six runs, 5 hits, and 1 error on the Oakland line score. Popped him up. LeMahieu is there. Looks it into his glove, and there's 1 gone.
The batter, number 2, designated hitter, Chris Davis.
Digging in once again, Chris Davis. First offering on its way. That just misses off the inside for ball 1. That's wide, 2-0. 1 out, nobody on. Too tight with that one. 3-0. Marcus Semien is on deck. From the windup, the 3-0 pitch.
He's been getting lit up all game, and there's a common denominator. He keeps missing right down the middle of the plate. Case in point with that last one.
The 3-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Grounded back up the middle. And that's through for a base hit. Make him 1 for 2 in this one.
Sometimes you got to tip your cap. The pitcher spotted his pitch down in the zone right there below the knee. Offensive player was all over it.
So 1 gone in the inning here with a runner at first. And up next, a Berkeley area native, Marcus Semien. He's set. Here it comes. And he takes ball 1.
I'm sure he's frustrated by that call. Probably could have been a strike, but at the same time, earning strikes from the umpire is a real thing. If you've been all over the place like he has, you're just not going to get much help from the umpires.
The 1-0. Hit on the ground to third. LeMahieu for 1. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. Back with more postseason baseball in Game 2 after this. Set now for the bottom of the 5th, and stepping up is the shortstop, Torres.
The shortstop,
First pitch coming, here it is. Came inside with the off-speed stuff, and it catches the corner. And it's fouled away. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And they'll try to tempt him with a curveball, but this bounces in front of the plate, and it's 1-2. Tough pitch to lay off there, but he did, and it's even up at 2-2.
Hey, expect a challenge right here. Does not want to run the count full.
The 2-2.
From 0-2 to 3-2, what a great at-bat to start this inning off. Hey, this could be a productive inning.
Swing and a miss at 1 in the dirt. The throw down to first, 1 away. Digging in, Don Mattingly. Well, the reliever remains in the game here, having pitched very well, but this is a longer outing than what he's used to.
It is, man, and I really tip my cap to him for gutting this thing out right now. On the other side, I worry they're being a little bit too greedy by leaving him out there. There are options left in the pen, and it would be a shame if all his hard work got undone because he started making some mistakes in location due to fatigue.
Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now. And he comes back with a fastball, 1-2 now.
Count is 1-2.
Here it comes. Line drive to center field. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
Now batting, center fielder, Mike. Wow.
So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Mike Trout. So far 2 for 3 in this one.
This guy's having a pretty good week so far in one game. His last at-bat is second home run of the game. We'll see if they'll pitch him a little bit more carefully in this AB.
A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. That evens it up, 1-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. 2 balls and a strike now to the Yankees leadoff man. Close there, but he doesn't get the call with the breaking ball. DJ LeMahieu would be next if they can keep this inning alive. Here it is on 3-1. On the ground towards second. And that finds its way through for a base hit.
Heck of a job by the batter right there. You would have thought he bought himself a fastball. He gets an off-speed pitch, doesn't try to do too much, and drives it for a base hit.
To the plate now, DJ LeMahieu as he rips it on the ground to second. And that's in for a base hit. He's 2 for 4 now.
Hey, after back-to-back 2-out hits right now, this pitcher thought he was going to cruise through this inning, and now he's got traffic, and he's in jeopardy with a ball in the gap or a ball missed over the heart of the plate, a crooked number going on the board.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Fastball just inside.
Hey, the bullpen needs to step up in this situation. I got to believe the manager was hoping for way more than this.
The 1-0 home is a fastball that misses.
What a great opportunity to come through right here. 2-0 count, runners on base, find something middle of the plate and let it rip.
Has a look, now the pitch.
Well, he was definitely looking fastball here, and he got one. But that was good discipline to lay off and get himself into a 3-0 count.
Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap. Trout rounds the corner and is headed home. A run in. Here's a second runner around third. And he's safe at the plate as they push their lead to 8 now.
And not to take any credit away from the hitter on this RBI base knock, but I think it's clear this reliever is running on empty at this point. We were just discussing it, and now he serves up a good pitch to hit. He's given a good effort out there, but he's worked harder than he's used to, and I don't think he has anything left.
And that'll bring up Aaron Judge. And he'll watch one miss up and away for a ball, 1-0. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. The 1-0. Well hit. Deep down the right field line. And it'll fade just at the end and winds up a long foul ball. From the belt, the pitch. Here's a shot to left field and deep. Look at this. And out of here. And I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. All rise, Aaron Judge. A two-run shot. His first homer so far in the series as the blowout continues. This has been quite a hitting display from both sides. That's home run number 8 on the day.
Dan, I can only speak from my own past experiences. When the flags are blowing out, you want as many at-bats as you can, and that's exactly what's happened. This ball's jumping at you.
You know, D-Row, this is always a nightmare for a pitcher. Not only is this a good hitting ballpark, but the wind blows out on top of it. This is the last place you want to be a pitcher at.
J.B. Wendelken gets the call to pitch here, and he'll try to sort this mess out. He's going to try to at least eat a couple of innings for his guys.
Now batting, the right fielder, Mickey.
At the plate, Mickey Mantle. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Now the 1-0. Hit in the air to straightaway center. Damon is right there as he tucks this one away to retire the side. Fair to say, oh my goodness, these folks are not headed for a career on Broadway. Game 2 coverage rolls on after this.
Henderson.
So the Oakland lineup turns over, and to the plate, Ricky Henderson, runner in scoring position with Sugan. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Grounded to short. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. The A's strand 1, and as you can see, they are way behind. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and next to hit is the catcher, Gary Sanchez.
Gary Sanchez.
He's set, and the pitch. Here's a cold strike about thigh high, 0-1. Some action out in the bullpen, couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good slurve. 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. This is on the ground over to first. And this gets through into right, so he turns the 0-2 count into a leadoff base hit.
Hey, some guys can handle the postseason lights, and this is obviously one of them. Another base hit leading off for the boys. This guy's had a monster postseason so far.
Into the box now, Eddie Matthews. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. Wendelken, a 6'1" right-hander. He was a 13th round pick during the first-year player draft of 2012.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
Counts even at 1-1 to Matthews. Now the 1-1 pitch. Fouled away. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2. A runner at first with no outs here. This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2.
Pretty easy pitch to lay off there, 2-2. Not even close to being in the strike zone. He made it easy for the hitter in that one.
Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. Now a changeup locks him up as he looks at strike 3 called. 1 away.
Flat out locked him up with the changeup right there. Usually you're trying for a swing and miss when you throw that pitch in a 2-strike count, but clearly he wasn't looking for it, so it's a backwards K for him.
So now to the plate, Torres, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. The 0-1 on its way. Runners on first with 1 down. Yankee shortstop behind in the count 1-2.
Man, that's a good take there on that 0-2 fastball. Just missed. He must have a really good eye at the plate.
And that misses 2-2.
Well, he kind of got caught chasing the first 2 pitches out of the strike zone. But I think he's caught on to their game a little bit right now. 2 tough pitches that he took with 2 strikes, and now the count is 2-2.
And now this ball's lifted in the air down the right field line, but this will get back into the seats, so the count holds at 2-2.
Not surprised he's laid on a heater right there. Just saw an off-speed pitch, wanted to stay back a little bit too long.
Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Now a fastball inside, and he works it back to a full count now. Don Mattingly waits on deck. The 3-2 pitch. And there's a base hit on the line.
Dan, right here you see a situation where no doubles defense comes back to bite you. As a pitcher, were you even aware when guys are playing a foot off the track?
I'll be honest with you, Dero. You're so concerned about on the mound trying to get that white ball to that dark brown or black glove that I never really ever turned around to even notice where they were playing. I was concerned about getting the guy out swinging the bat.
Into the box, Don Mattingly. A 1 pitch on its way. In the dirt, and now let's see. Goes to third with it, and it's too late as he's in there. So now 2 men in scoring position.
Well, you live by the sword, you die by it too. He went with an off-speed pitch down in the zone, and that's the risk you take there. The catcher can't come up with it, and 2 runners advance. Now they're both into scoring position.
The 1-1. Not fooled there as this ball's hammered out to deep right field. It'll die on the warning track as the catch is made, and here comes the runner from third. And now Gracious just getting the ball back into the infield is becoming a problem. And he's out on the tag. That'll end the inning, but they do score 1 on the play. A run on 2 hits for the Yankees. We're through 6 full. The Yankees are out in front, 17-6. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring up the outfielder, Johnny Damon.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
1 ball, no strikes to count. Swing and a liner. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
I know the score's out of hand right here, but I've never met a big league ball player that's going to give away an at-bat in any game ever. Nice piece of hitting right there, staying within yourself and grabbing you a nod.
Jason Giambi will stand in again as he looks for home run number 3 in the ball game as we flash you back here to his second home run. This was back in the 5th inning as he has the long ball working in his first few at-bats. From the belt, the pitch. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him at 96. It's a ball and a strike. Two and one to the A's first baseman. He's set and the 2-1 pitch. Nobody out, runner on first. And a slider just about gets away from him there as it runs in a bit too close for comfort. Now the 3-2 pitch is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there. Might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch, but instead he gets the fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
To the plate now, Reggie Jackson, as he'll watch a slider that runs out of the strike zone away for ball 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Now the 1-0 down the third baseline, but a foul ball, 1-1. Has a look, now the pitch, and he fouls this one off. Now a fastball, but that's easy to lay off, and it's back to even at 2-2. From the belt, kicks and deals. Too high, ball 3. Chris Davis waits on deck. Runners on first with 1 down. Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone. That's back-to-back strikeouts now as they've been unable to advance that leadoff single into scoring position.
Yeah, clearly no problems working out of the stretch right now, Matt. He's taking control this inning after giving up that hit. Now we'll see if he can finish it off strong as well.
Here's Chris Davis now. And he's a bit tardy there on the first pitch fastball. It's 0-1. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Good slider there, but laid off and called the ball low.
Boy, that's a nasty breaking ball right there. Backdoor slider, just missed the corner. As they say, that's a Hall of Fame pitch.
Here we go, guys. Come on.
And he lays off for a ball, 2-1. He misses again, ball 3. The 3-1.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Good swing just a little early, and he'll see another payoff pitch. The next 3-2. Lined hard toward right center. And that's into the gap and should be extra bases. And the run will score all the way from first. So much of this game is situational hitting, guys. Nice job there.
Yeah, you've got to find a way to pick your teammates up when you're given the chance. And he doesn't try to do too much right here. He just takes what's there. Safely on second, and his buddy is high-fiving teammates in the dugout.
Stepping in now, Marcus Semien, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. Oh, and he goes the other way, and he drives it out to deep right center field. And it's gone! So it's a 2-run shot to right center. His first homer here in the series, as it's now down to an 8-run ball game. Adam Ottavino will get the ball here as he looks to get the final out in the top of the 7th.
Number 0, Adam Ottavino. Now that's the third baseman.
At the plate, Matt Chapman, as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Low with a fastball here in the dirt even. It's ball 1. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. And the pitch on 2-1.
Ball 3.
Good job to work the count and put himself back in the driver's seat. Started off with 1 strike, and now he's got the count in his favor, 3-1.
Set. Here's the 3-1. Looked like ball 4 there, but instead it's 3-2 now. Payoff pitch home. That smoked, but right into the shift. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit.
He looked a little bit out in front right there, but he's able to pull that ground ball through the hole for a single.
Tony Kemp.
In now, Tony Kemp. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. His head-to-head numbers against Adam Ottavino. Just a couple of matchups, no hits in 2 at-bats. It's 1-1 to Tony Kemp. 2 out with the man at first. And he turns on one, sending it high and deep to right. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back. A two-run blast to straightaway right field. His first homer so far in the series, and this lead has been cut to just 6 now.
Now batting, catcher, Austin Allen.
Into the box now, Austin Allen, as he'll take strike 1 on the inside corner. No hits to this point. Now here it comes.
He's had to be sitting out over that outer half of the plate. For him to take those first 2 pitches right there, finds himself 0-2. I'll be surprised if the pitcher doesn't go right back to that spot.
0-2 count, and the pitch. Lifted in the air to shallow center field. In comes Judge. He can't get there, so the inning will continue.
The left fielder, number 24, Ricky Henderson.
So now to the plate, Ricky Henderson, as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1. Struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0-for-4 ball game right here. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
He struggled a bit coming out of the bullpen here, so he needed that strike. Maybe it settles him down a little bit.
And that misses, 2-1.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. Good pitch, but if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
The 2-1 is in there for strike number 2. Tried to bury one down and away, but it's a full count now, 3-2.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
And there's ball 4 as this one gets away a bit.
Well, when you go with a slider there in a full count, you're hoping that the hitter is thinking fastball and swings through it. Didn't work out that way, though. He lays off and gets the free pass.
Will Harris trots in from the bullpen here as he inherits a tough spot with 2 on and 2 away.
Number 36, Will Harris.
Johnny Damon will be his first assignment here as he'll face him with runners at first and second and 2 away. From the stretch. This pitch is popped up, and this is going to wind up a foul ball. Harris, a veteran at 35 years of age. He was a 9th-round pick during the first-year player draft of 2006.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big league ball player. That's a big accomplishment.
That's in there. Base hit. Allen blows through the stop sign, headed for home. And a relay home, but not in time as he's across with the run.
Well, that run won't be charged against him, but he's still disappointed. His job is to shut the door down when they call on him, and he just couldn't get it done there.
At the plate now, Jason Giambi. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. 2 home runs already to his name in this one, and we'll see if he could possibly strike again. Here's the 1-0. Down the left field line and deep. And no one can get there. It's a foul ball. Fastball called strike. 1-2.
Hey, love the confidence in that pitch right there. Going right after one of the better hitters on this team. Not afraid to execute.
The 1-2. Runners at second and third with 2 gone. Fouled off. And the curveball bounces here, but a good job behind the plate to keep it at arm's length. The 2-2 is laid off, and the count runs full.
That's a good pitch to lay off right there, that cutter inside. And that is a real tough pitch for hitters to lay off of. And a lot of times, if you do swing at that cutter in, you're going to end up with some firewood in a broken bat.
Got him. And that's the 3rd time we've written a K next to his name in this one. But not before they come up with 6 runs this half inning on the strength of a couple of home runs. On now to the bottom of inning number 7. The Yankees lead it 17-12.
Your attention, please.
New pitcher coming on now, the right-hander Yusmeiro Petit.
Yusmeiro Petit.
Last half of the 7th here, and at the plate will be the speedy outfielder, Mike Trout. He's ready. Here's the first offering. The 1-1 is taken for strike 2. Able to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and he'll see another one. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
Man, I love watching a pitcher that just rears back and blows smoke by a guy at the letters. That's the ultimate challenge pitch, and for me personally, watching hitters swing and miss, man, that's a sight of beauty.
To the plate now, DJ LeMahieu, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. 2 hits in 4 attempts to this point. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball well outside.
Got a ball, 1 strike.
The 1-1.
That's ball 2. I got 3-1.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Popped up. Back behind second. Kemp will wait on it. And that's out number 2.
The designated hitter, number 4, Lou Gehrig.
So striding in, Lou Gehrig. He's doubled and singled in 4 at-bats in this contest. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hit in the air to right center field. This ball is carrying well. Back it goes, and it is out of here. Solo shot to right center. His first homer here in the series, as it's now a 6-run ball game. Stepping up now, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, man, this guy flexed his muscles in that last at-bat. We heard that he has good power. That last bomb had to go well over 400 feet. He hit it a long way.
First delivery to him on the way. Not close with that one. It's way above the strike zone. And here's his fastball for a called strike 1, and he's hitting an even 90 on the gun. A 1-1. Swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. So 1 run on 1 base hit, the home run, no errors, and no one left on base. 8th inning coming up. The Yankees lead this one 18-12. Chad Green has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
New York Yankees. Number 57, Chad Green.
Now at the plate, Reggie Jackson. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Hey, there's an old saying in baseball, you need to take a strike in this spot. Well, he got one there. Now he just needs to find a way to get on.
Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Green, 28 years old. He's a 5-year vet at the major league level. The 1-1. Hit down the line at first, but this will get foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Now the pitch. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
It's not that easy to make a good hitter look that bad, but that's what happens when you can bring that fastball and ride it in on the inner half of the plate right there. You can get some pretty ugly swings.
Chris Davis next to bat as he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. So far 2 for 3 in this one. 1-0 home.
2-0.
I'm seeing him just a little too amped up out there right now. That's common with hard throwers like him. Running a blazing fastball up there is great, but if you can't harness it, what good does it do you?
Ready with the 2-0 pitch. High in the air and deep to left center field. Judge looks up. Gone! So a solo shot here to left center field. His first homer so far in the series as they try to claw back. It's a 5-run deficit.
It's getting pretty comical now. Their 6th home run of the game, and they're not done yet. They say hitting is contagious, and apparently that applies to the long ball. It's looking like batting practice out there.
The batter, number 10, Marcus.
Stepping in now, Marcus Semien, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch. It's strike 1. It's been a 2-for-4 effort for him so far in the ballgame. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Good luck with that pitch. That pitch is an absolute nightmare. Almost unhittable. Nasty downward action. High 80s velocity.
The 0-2 delivery. And a wave and a miss on a ball that was way out of the strike zone. There are 2 away now.
Every pitcher gives up home runs, some more than others, but the best ones forget about them as soon as the next guy digs into the batter's box. He showed me a lot right there by going after the next hitter and striking him out on only 3 pitches.
Into the box, Matt Chapman, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. 2 hits in 4 attempts to this point. The 1-0 delivery.
Hey! Look out, 1-1. Balls, 1 strike.
2 out, nobody on. Chopped down the third baseline, but this will be a foul ball as that evens things at 2-2. And now a pitch on the way. Again, he sends it out of play. The 2-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So 1 run on 1 hit, which was the home run. No errors and no one left. Home half of the 8th straight ahead. The Yankees lead it 18-13. Goose Gossage comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th.
Number 54, Goose Gossage.
Striding in for Oakland, Tony Kemp. He's the one to start off the 9th inning with his guys in danger of going down 2-0 if they can't rally. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Yeah!
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Down and in as he's forced to back out of the way that time. That's on the corner to put him behind now. 1-2. Trying to pick up that outside corner, but this misses, and it's back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Now another 2-2. Here's a pop-up now. Matthews in foul ground, and no one will get this one.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
And he takes something off there as this is swung on and missed, and there's one gone here in the 9th.
Now back.
So digging in now, Austin Allen. He scored after reaching on a single in his last time up. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. And some action out in the Yankee bullpen now as a right-hander starts to loosen up.
Come on, Yankees!
A windup and the 0-2 pitch. Taken high and deep to right. Mantle's on the move. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
The left fielder, number 24, Ricky Henderson.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Ricky Henderson. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. To the left side, but it's well foul. Hit softly on the ground to third. Oh, and it eats him up a bit.
Hey, this game is close right here, but I'll take you inside the mindset even if it was a blowout. I know the team's down to their final out, but you'll be hard-pressed to ever find an offensive player give away an AB. Nice infield single right there to keep the line moving.
Standing in now, Johnny Damon. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. 3 for 4 so far, and seeing it well in this ball game. He's set. Here's the 0-1.
1-1.
A runner on first with 2 away. And this will be a called strike 2. In trouble now as they're down to their final strike tonight. Last strike now for Oakland. Looked like the fastball got away from him there. It's ball 2. And now those that have stuck it out tonight come to their feet. Oh, and he hammers it to deep right field. And that one is gone on a 2-strike count with 2 away in the inning. So it's a 2-run shot to right center, his first homer here in the series, and just like that, it's down to a 3-run ball game. Mariano Rivera comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th.
Number 42, Mariano. Now back, the first baseman, Jason Giambi.
At the plate, Jason Giambi, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. 2 home runs already to his name in this one, and we'll see if he could possibly strike again. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Now a swing, and he pops him up, and this should do it. And he will make the catch with ease, and the Yankees have held serve here at home. They take games 1 and 2 of this series as this one is over.
Wow, that was a fun one to watch. A great game for guys with the sticks, but for pitchers, not so much. A classic slugfest, and they walk away on top in the end.
Plenty of offense here in this one as we give you one final look at the line score. There's no better time of year to come up big for your team than in the postseason, and that's exactly what this man did. He's our top player of the game.
And obviously, every game is so important in the postseason. So when you come to play like he did and make a big difference for your team, it's something that won't be forgotten.
18-15 tonight. The New York Yankees get the win to take a 2-0 series lead. Babe Ruth is credited with the win. Sean Manaea allowed 7 earned runs to cross the plate in the losing effort. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plezak, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter @